Cheers to you, Mama. Good morning. Katrina here, and welcome to another virtual. Nice background here. Hello, everybody. Today, I just want to celebrate you all the mamas out there, and those who are acting mamas. I am here to cheer you and basically to just celebrate you. Your efforts are not going unnoticed. So I just want to comment in here. By the way, if this is the first time you're seeing me, this is Katrina. I'm coming to you live from Toronto. I'm actually in this virtual exhibit. There you go. That's my background. I'm here inside the mall. I'm on my way to the gym to have my another yoga session, and it's not until around 10:55, but I decided to still come early to the gym so I can put in early work, switch things up because I really like the vinyasa flow of this specific instructor. I was at the other branch yesterday, so I'm following her her lesson, her sessions, and I thought of just coming here to give a shout out to all moms out there because you guys, you ladies, you mamas are my one of my biggest following here on my page, on my account, and I thought of just saying hello. And maybe you're gearing up for work, maybe you're on your way to work right now, tuning on this one on a bus or on a subway, or maybe you're catching this on a replay. Let me know. And sometimes we wake up. We most of us we wake up so early. We gear up for work, prepare breakfast, and send the kids to school, drop off, and of course, this also it goes out to the dads out there helping out the mamas. it's always um, it's always a group effort, right? And of course, for those mamas who are doing it all by themselves, I salute you. You guys, you ladies are doing great. And I saw this post on Instagram and I thought of sharing with you guys as well because um, this mom is saying, we gear up for work and then you may not be 100% present, like, mentally, emotionally at your work. Oh, I love those flowers over here because you're thinking of your kids, what will be for dinner after, and just so many things going on through your mind. And of course, and the bigger picture, like how are you going to support your family the best way or the better way that you can. Um, I hear you because I was in that exact same position as well. More than 4 years ago before finding my online business. And you gear up for work, you do the morning rush, prepare them for school, and do your breakfast. And of course, you also think about your spouses, your partners, right? And then you go to work, rush, ride the train, the bus, or drive in your car. Hopefully, you get there on time safely at your work, and in your work, you dive into your work day, but at the back of your mind, you're thinking of your kids, your family, and your family's future in general. And you're just physically sometimes feeling exhausted, and then you have like 2 3 hours after work to basically prepare dinner, clean the house, um, read to your kids, do homework with them, cuddle them, send them to bed, and then do all those things again tomorrow, the next day. And I totally feel you. And it feels like you're in the grind. It feels like you're asking yourself, how long can I sustain this? How long will I be able to do this? Right? And please know that your efforts are not going unnoticed. Maybe your partner, your kids are not saying it verbally, but they do appreciate you, you know, especially if if your love language is more on words of affirmation, and your kids, your spouse are not used to saying those, right? Like, yeah, maybe you can also communicate that to them, but at the same time, I'm here cheering you on, saying your efforts do not go unnoticed, and you are doing great. You're doing amazing. So keep it up. And I also just want to, I'm super grateful, extra grateful today because of the very great news I've had. I got just yesterday. I made a post about it. Thank you so much for all of you who are engaging in my posts. Yeah, yesterday was actually one of my biggest days in the business in terms of like income checks that I got from the mail. It's crazy because I've been here 4 plus years. I just wanted something extra, like a few $1,000s towards the end of each month, so I can sustain my family's cost of living together with my husband. It was we were given way more than that. So I'm just so grateful, and I am coming here to inspire. You know, if you're feeling down and you feel like there's no hope, there is always hope. And if you've been following me for a while, you know, some people are messaging me. I'm just too busy. I can see you're doing something amazing. I want to try it too, but I'm a busy mama. I have lots of things doing to do in my work alone, and of course the kids. I'm always everywhere, and I totally understand you because I'm also a mom. I've walked in your shoes. Well, today, well, every day is still busy for me. I think every day is busy for everybody, but I chose to. There's a transition period, especially when I was starting here in the business. Of course, I won't say it's easy. There are things that if I dropped some things to be able to do things for the business, like lunch breaks. Instead of having long lunches, I would just have 10-minute lunch, and the rest of it I'll devote on my business. And instead of watching Netflix, although I'm not really a big fan of watching TV, I became more intentional with my time because I'm devoting that time to my business. So those things, you cannot really just add things to your plate because you'll get overwhelmed. You want to add, and then at the same time, more on you replace something. If you're gonna do a new skill, a new habit, then you have to replace the old one, so you don't feel overwhelmed. I'm still a work in progress. Somebody asked me like a business partner asked me, Coach, how do you do it? Because I can imagine all the people messaging you, asking you for all sorts of stuff, advice, mentoring, coaching. How do you do it? That's smart. That is smart. Yeah, right? It's a nice background, eh? I have a virtual one. Smart. You're welcome. Thanks. Yeah, somebody did say I had a smart idea of having this as a background. Um, right. And what I lost my train of thought. Like you have to replace something if you need to learn a new skill, and then replace an old skill, right? And I was also busy, and every day is still a work in progress. I've got tons of messages still to attend to, but I am trying as my best to be mindful and more intentional of the things that I do, like attending to which messages. And if you've messaged me some in some chats and I haven't gotten back to you, I'm so sorry, but it's not intentional that I don't respond, but sometimes things just are so many. But I'll get there. Okay, thank you so much for your patience. And I also want to congratulate all my new business partners, Mary Ann from UK, and Nura from Singapore. Oh my gosh, everywhere. And you know what? I woke up to 20 leads, and 9 of them are like brand new from this morning. And I woke up to another buyer. I slept having a buyer last night and then waking up to it. This is crazy amazing because I just relaunched my ad, my Paris ad, over like last Sunday. and it took me like almost half a day because it kept getting rejected. I felt frustrated already. So there are those days too. I don't know. Sometimes Meta is glitchy, or sometimes it's the bot, trying to approve your ad and reject it at the same time. So I was able to talk to a Meta professional yesterday, and he was able to help me actually last Sunday, and then we just clarified some things yesterday, and now getting results like 10 leads, 20 leads, like total less than 24 hours, 25 yesterday, and then 9, 10 additional more today. It's crazy, and I think I haven't. This is the first time I'm having like this amount of leads um, immediately after relaunching an ad, and it's crazy, but crazy good. And I realized that this is happening. It did not happen overnight. It looks like it did because I just launched an ad, and then now I have like 20 plus more leads, 25 leads yesterday. It did not happen overnight. It's a compounding of skills that I've learned in the past almost 5 years now. That's why now, if I do something, it looks very easy, it looks very fast. But I tell you, when I got started, like everything is like alien to me. I don't understand the terms. It feels like I'm looking at alien words, alien things. But now, I don't claim to know everything. Like there are so many technical terms that I still don't understand. But those that are applicable that I need to learn, those are the things that I focus on, because social media gets updates like every so often, not just Meta, but other platforms as well. So we have to be able to adapt fast. But at the end of the day, the concepts, pare-pareho lang, it's the same. They just change the terms or the conditions, the rules, but at the end of the day, it's all the same in terms of, you put your ad out there. The most important thing when you are starting advertising is the creatives, whether photo or video, the content, it has to provide value, it has to inspire, entertain your audience, and what's in it for them, right? You tell your story in the sense that what's in it for your audience, how will they be able to use what you're offering as well to better their lives, right? And then of course, the clarity of your video shouldn't be shaky, or your photo should be, have a nice resolution. It's not blurry. And then after that, you launch it. And the most important thing when you launch your ad is your targeting. Like, who do you want to work with? Who are you? And because that's a great start. Like, for example, I am targeting mostly working moms because that was me before finding the business. And those are the people who resonate with me, like specifically nurses, nurse moms, in the finance industry, because marketing, those are my backgrounds. And these moms relate very much with my story, and they get inspirations from my posts. Like, if I can do it, then they can also do it. If I, not having any prior experience about marketing, social media marketing, or more business, I was able to learn. As long as you are coachable, you're willing to take the plunge and change your future, then you can also do this, right? So those are just my random thoughts for today. And I was when my husband came. Where did he go? Like, he went down, and then he picked up my other son, our other son, and then I asked him, like, guess how much we got from the mail, and then he started with 10. I was at, give me a number, and I will say if it's higher or lower. And he said 10. I said higher. 20. I said higher. It's like, what? There you have it. So just to give you a clue, um, it's crazy because my biggest day was when I hit a super major milestone in the business in July, when I was vacationing in the Philippines, and I got like bonus incentives for that come September. And that was my biggest day, like almost 1 year worth of salary as an admin assistant. Yesterday was, I think, the second biggest, which is worth like 10 months of my admin salary. It's crazy to think. You know, what ang na-realize ko is when you get to this point, like you're earning this much, you cannot unsee it. When your vision has been stretched, even if you're not yet in the income goal that you want, but you're in the in this community, and you started seeing those huge income posts, success posts by other business owners, and you realize these people are just normal, everyday, hardworking people like you cannot unsee it. And yes, a part of you is like skeptical. I was that too. Because how is that even possible? You know, you're working. I got my very first um, per hour hourly wage before was the minimum. Like I think $13 per hour. I think now it's like 17, 16 is the minimum. Correct me if I'm wrong. $13. And I settled for that because sabi ko, nagsimula ako dito sa Canada. And then looking back, and then fast forward to today, like getting in a day what I can get in a year, I would always find myself still stopping, just processing things, looking out the window, and then saying a gratitude prayer like, Lord, oh my gosh, thank you for this. You cannot unsee it. And when you start experiencing that, you won't settle for anything less. Your vision will be stretched and you'd like to achieve more. Not just for the sake of money itself, of course, it's important, but it's what the money can do. Not just for yourself, but for your family. If you say money is not important, tell me. Tell me again. Right? Yes, it's not, money is not the most important thing, you guys, but it affects the most important facets of our life. I think I first heard this from my my manager in Sun Life. I think Mother Cynthia, and I think one of those personal development conferences that we attended when I was still in the life insurance. Like money is not the most important thing, but it does affect the most important people, most important experiences in your life, and that is so true. We hustle hard in our employment to be able to put food on the table, right? We always find for opportunities to increase because we wanted to give more, and we cannot give from a place of emptiness. We can give more when we have more. I always have this vision of having an overflow. When your cups are overflowing, you tend to give more, and money is a magnifier. Who said that? Another inspirational author. Money is a magnifier. I think Bob Proctor. You know, money makes you more of what you are. If you're a greedy person, if you're a selfish person, it will, once you have more money, it will show you more of that. It will show the more of you. But if you're a giving person, if you're a loving person, the more money you have, it will show. You will tend to give more to not just your family, outside your circle, your charities, your church, right? And it just magnifies your heart. And I'm all for that. um, 5 years ago, this is not my reality. This time I would have been so stressed already processing money to be deposited to a client's bank account, not my bank account, of course. Making others rich, not myself. And even if you put a lot of effort in your work, of course, you have a ceiling. Your income has a ceiling. And I remember the situation because my last work, I got absorbed from an employment agency. They liked how I worked. I was just filling in for a person who was on sick leave, but unfortunately that person wasn't able to go back anymore. So my bosses, they like how I work. They said, okay, we want to hire you um, as a regular employee, not just so they absorbed me. And then after I think a year or so, they promised um, a promotion, and that means increase in budget. But they gave me a certain time frame, but that time frame came to pass, and I was like, what's going on? No one's talking to me about it. Of course, my I had my hopes up because I was working so hard. Like, dito sa Canada, people are just straightforward workers, meaning they don't do like little talks. They just go head down to work, and then when the clock hits 5, you have to get out. As for me, I think it's our nature as well as Filipinos, or it's just me. I'm a workaholic. I stay way past like 5, and my bosses kept on telling me, "You don't need to do this. You go back to the work tomorrow." But if I do that, everything just keeps piling up. So I put in the extra hours without them, of course. It's my own choice, but also at the back of my head because I want to do this because I want to be efficient at my work, and at the same time, I know putting in the extra work can can help me get ahead somehow. That was my thinking. Of course, you know, um, it's just the way I work. I think, not just solely for promotion, but that's how I work. I want things done the best way I can. I don't do work half baked, if you can say that, or half assed, some people would say. But when that time came that I was waiting for the promised promotion, regularization, and income increase, salary increase, it didn't happen. And I was getting frustrated already. And now my husband's like, maybe they're not so serious, or maybe they don't have really control over it. But thinking about it, they they can have they can do something if they really want to. So I felt like giving my bosses like an ultimatum in a nice way, like, this is what you guys have promised me, because here you have to be assertive. If you're shy, you're not gonna get ahead. You have to be assertive in a good way. And so I talked to them. This is what you said. I expected this, but now it's been so many months. Nothing has happened. I don't know where I'm going to in this career. Of course, I have, as much as I am a good employee, I'm also thinking about my family's future, right? Like, I can't stay in that job with that salary, like giving 10x more. And I think they felt threatened. So they gave me, not really threatened, but they kind of felt scared letting me go. So I think they gave me bonuses for quite some time. But then I realized, this is like out of their pocket and not really like black and white on paper. So how will this work? And I wasn't really happy um, with that situation. But this is not to put my employers down, but I'm just saying in general, you can put tons of effort in your employment, but at the end of the day, your income has a limit. When you're a business owner, yes, it's a different ball game. You put in different kind of work. You have yourself. Oh, you hold yourself accountable, right? But the rewards, I would tell you, is super worth it. Like, I wouldn't be able to get this much amount of income if I stayed as an employee. If you love your job, if you love your career, I salute you. Congratulations. But if you're looking for something extra on the side, and eventually maybe you also find this really fun, then reach out to me. I might be able to help you and see for yourself if it's a good fit, right? That took longer than I was expecting. Hey, Maria, thank you so much. Hey, Jackie, thank you. All your hard work. Thank you. You guys, this is, if you're here in the business, this is also what's possible for you. Hey, Jessica, nice to see you always. Thank you. Hey, Gabriel from Greetings. Decline soon, depending on how fast I see it. Thank you, Gabriel. Um, there you have it. So I'll head on to the gym. I'll unlock some training for my new business partners. And what else? I think I'll do some mommy errands. There you have it. This is an interesting background, right? So thank you so much, everybody, and to my business partners. I'll attend to your messages real soon. Okay, bye for now. Cheers to you, Mama.